Hi class, I'm reaching out today from my computer. We're just going to go over the syllabus today. I don't know if I'm frozen on your screen, so hopefully I'm not. So we are going to be talking about human sexuality in this course. This is a great course. You're going to need to use it a lot as being future therapists. And hopefully you won't find the information too triggering. Sex is one of those topics that will come up, whether it be um, desiring things differently, sexual dysfunction, problems due to past situations, trauma. It is something you will discuss and you won't be able to avoid it. So, with all that said, I will say this that this can be kind of triggering. This is why we recommend you do your own 24 hours of psychotherapy because there's going to be things that come up, whether it be about sex or diagnoses or family situations, or you're in a certain season of life or going through something personally where you may be triggered and bothered. And what a great time to process those things before you're on the front lines seeing clients. You never know what countertransference can come up. And so please, if you're in this course and you're like, I'm really triggered by some things, please get some help and work through it because it will make it all the better for your future clients. A lot of us too grew up in generations where maybe sex wasn't talked about, and so it's very uncomfortable to talk about it, or the idea of talking about it to somebody else is very uncomfortable. Please know that this class will help like kind of prepare you for that. We'll talk about that a lot in discussion board, things of that nature. So just a heads up about that. Like I said, my name is Tony Jauregui. I am a licensed MFT. I own a group practice here in the Inland Empire. We see clients in Norco and Riverside currently and all over the US based on the virtual world that we now get to work and be part of. I am a CBU grad. I've been working as a professor for over 10 years for the grad program, and I have been licensed for a long time. Let's see, I've been licensed now for 15 years, going on 16 years. So it's been a lot of fun. I started seeing clients as a good old trainee in 2005, which seems like so long ago. It was 20 years ago. The road to licensure is a process. And so it took me about almost 6 years to get licensed. Or no, I take it back. It took me 5 years to get licensed because I was working a couple of jobs at the same time. I am married and have 5 kids, so my life is chaotic, as you can imagine. I'm sure a lot of you can understand and empathize with that as you're going through the same things. So we will be talking about, like I said, very serious, maybe sometimes sensitive material. So just be aware of that. We're not trying to scare you or change you or anything of that nature. We just need to educate you so that you will be able to deal with these situations as they arise. Below right here is my contact information. We only contact each other through our CBU email, which is tjauregui@calbaptist.edu. That is my phone number, 951-203-8737. You may reach out to me here. Now, if you leave me a voicemail, I will get back to you. You just need to convey who you are. If you send me a text message, you need to tell me who you are. I do not answer the phone for anyone I do not know. All right. Below are the required textbooks that we'll need. The university always picks great books. I think they'll be very helpful to you. Obviously, you have your APA manual that you should have from your other courses, but Authentic Human Sexuality and Principles and Practices of Sex Therapy will be books that we will use for this course. As you can see, as you've been going through here, that there are 8 discussion boards, 75 points each. I might take away the last discussion board just because we will be in the middle of capstone writing and things of that nature. So just to be aware, I will communicate that through announcements. You will have a paper on HIV and AIDS, which will be 150 points. And then, of course, your capstone treatment You'll write a 5-page essay discussing a sexual concern and describing evidence-based approach for treatment. So meaning you'll have to look at journal articles and things of that nature. The treatment plan will include a long-term goal, short-term objectives, and therapist techniques and interventions. We will be talking about a lot of interventions and techniques in regards to sexual dysfunction. And here's the breakdown of your grade. You will have 600 points for discussion boards, 150 points for your paper, and 250 points for your capstone essay. So capstones are due Sunday nights, and I will start grading them once they're all submitted. It takes me about hopefully it won't take me more than a few days, 3 days, but I try to get through them quickly. Now, this is the situation that we have. Well, we're going to speed through this part. I'm going to come back to that. With late work, I do not accept late work. Meeting deadlines is an important part of maintaining fairness and consistency for everyone. That said, I understand that true emergencies can arise. If you experience a serious and unavoidable situation, please communicate with me as soon as possible so we can discuss options. Without prior communication, late work will not be accepted under any circumstance. Look, I am not a mean person. However, I am a busy person, as are you, and as a respect of everyone's time, I just require communication. Let's see. In the past, I've had students who purposely turn in things late for points getting docked off. They're okay missing points. I don't like that. I also have had students be like, "Oh, it was Father's Day. I didn't submit my work." Well, you had all the days before Father's Day. So this is the thing. Like I said, I'm a busy person. You're busy people. If something comes up, you get terribly ill, some tragedy happens, there's a natural disaster. There has been all kinds of things since I've taught that have happened that I would have never guessed, like a pandemic, there's been all kinds of things. Please just communicate with me. That's all I ask, is communication to see where you're at. 8 weeks goes by very, very fast. And if we're not communicating and time goes on, you could fail the course, and we could have been working through that. So please just communicate with me, email me, call me, and we will get things taken care of and get things done, and figure out the right deadlines and things of that nature. Okay. Now, going back up to deadlines, I want to be clear. Our capstone is due on day 4. Why day 4? Well, it's because I have to grade everyone's capstones, and grades are due for your course as a whole. That's just a lot all at once. And I'm wrapping up any loose ends due to maybe some people did submit some things late that they were given permission to do so. I have to grade all those things as well. So please note, day 4 comes quickly. So that's usually a Thursday. And so, right, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yep, it is a Thursday. So please be aware of that. It's due early, and it's just due to grading and needing to submit grades for the first session of fall, okay? I will post a live lecture each week. It will be a video talking about content. This week will be a little shorter because this is syllabus week, but it'll be a video posting content about, what you're learning about in your textbooks, things of that nature. There's going to be things that you agree with that you're going to hear in here. There's going to be things that you don't. We can love each other and respect each other and not agree. What do you know? It's kind of a snafu in our culture these days. So there might be things that you hear and that you see written that you don't agree with, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with everything. However, we have to remember we are colleagues, and you never know who you may need in your future. And so please, when we're doing discussion boards and you're reposting to other people's discussion boards, it's okay to even say I don't agree in those things, but please remember you're talking to a person. It's very easy to dehumanize people when we're talking to them through the computer. And so just remember that you are talking to maybe future people you're going to work with. And so we want to just, be respectful, and we want to be loving and kind to one another and professional. And so I want to see that in your discussion boards, and overall, whether it be this topic that we're discussing in this course or other courses. We are people, and we do need to treat each other like that, even though we're conversing through a computer screen, because it's very easy to be bold and maybe even a little snarky through a computer screen, and we wouldn't necessarily behave that way in class or in person. So just a friendly reminder about that. This subject matter tends to bring up more because it can be a bit controversial, and that's okay. We need to have hard conversations, especially because we're going to be having hard conversations with clients all the time. So we need to be able to have hard conversations, but we need to do it in a kind way, because when we do it with clients, our opinions and our feelings don't matter. Even though we have them, they don't matter in those moments. It's our clients. We are coming alongside them in very hard situations, whether it be trauma, whether it be confusion, whether it be vulnerability. We are the ones that get to come alongside them in their journey. And there's no greater honor than I see than getting to do that with people. We have a very privileged position in people's lives when we get to come alongside them. And so anyways, it's not to be taken lightly. So I want us to be kind and generous to one another as we just walk this journey of learning about human sexuality and how it affects people. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. That's the basics I wanted to go over today. We will dive in the following week, but like I said, I will post a live lecture. Sometimes it will be with my face, sometimes it will not, just so you're aware. And I will grade your capstones, your papers, your discussion boards, all the things. So I look forward to journeying with you.